Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 10 of our quarantine as we open up the Bible yet again and spend some time talking about how our faith forms us during this time and can inform us of how to respond and live the best way as believers right now. And we'll spend a couple minutes today and on Wednesday talking about really some core elements of the faith of Christianity. You know, everything in life can be boiled down to its core content. I mean, we intuitively understand that, don't we? We even have the statement that we use when someone's trying to tell us something or talk to us about something that maybe has a lot of moving parts. One of the things we say is boil it down for me, because core things can be boiled down, important things can be boiled down rather to their core elements of what is most important. Tell me the basics. So I had this light bulb moment when I was in high school about this very issue. I grew up in a baseball family. That was really the only sport that my brother and I played. He played a little bit of basketball, but I really don't have any skills in that. And but we both played baseball from age 4, both of us even up into college. And he tried out for a couple of professional teams. He was really, really, really good. I was more of a bench sitter. But we lived and breathed baseball. And our high school that we went to, he's a few years older than me, but our high school was always a formidable in the competition for going to the state tournaments. So we were always involved in the end of season, postseason kind of stuff. Our team was just really good. Our high school had a really good program. Our freshman year was focused on offense. We all had to hit the same way. We all had to have the same principles. Sophomore year was focused on defense. And that way, by the time we got to the varsity level, and very few freshmen and sophomores played varsity. Everybody had to kind of build up to that. We went to a very large high school. And by the time we got to varsity, you were a well-rounded player. You understood all the dynamics of offense, you understood all the dynamics of defense, and now you were a really good, solid player by the time you got into the varsity program. Well, sophomore year, Coach Hine was talking to us about the game of baseball. It was one of those little motivational chats that he would give to us at some of the practices. And he simply asked the question, what is baseball? Baseball is a game of fill in the blank. And, everybody's chiming in. Baseball's a game of runs. You got to get a bunch of runs. Whoever has the most wins. Baseball's a game of hits. And, if you get more, you have more of a chance for more runs, and then you win. And we should have seen it coming since sophomore year is focusing on defense. He came back around and he boiled the essence of baseball down for us. And he said, baseball is a game of outs. It only takes one run to win a game of baseball, provided the other team has 0. It only takes one run. You don't have to have 100. You just need one. But in terms of outs, first 1 to 27 wins. So one run, just get the one, but you shut them down defensively. Baseball's a game of outs, and that's how you win games. It's always helpful to have things boiled down to their essence, to its core. Well, Jesus did this for us, for our faith. He boiled down the faith of Christianity to its core elements. He said this in Mark chapter 12 in a passage that is now known as the Great Commandment. Here's what he said. Mark 12, verse 28 said, one of the teachers of religious law was standing there listening to the debate. He realized that Jesus had answered well, so he asked, of all the commandments, which is the most important? Jesus replied, the most important commandment is this. Listen, O Israel, the Lord our God is the one and only Lord, and you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. The second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. No other commandment is greater than these. So at the core of the faith of Christianity is this dual focus of love God, love people. You are to love God with all that you are, and then you are to love people. And the way that we can say it for our purposes is the faith of Christianity is summed up. Its essence is Christianity is an allegiance to Jesus and an alliance with others. It's an allegiance to Jesus and an alliance with others. Let's take a couple of minutes. I want to talk about the allegiance to Jesus part, and then on Wednesday we'll talk about the alliance to others part. So let's start by talking about the allegiance to Jesus part. A few years ago, the fast food company Burger King, that fast food chain that here in Mattoon we can't have because we have the original Burger King, that fast food chain, they did an ad campaign in Belgium. And it was a very, I think, clever ad campaign. They were getting ready to go into the country for the first time. And one of the things they did to get this promotion going of, hey, we're here, they set up on their website a mock vote where you could vote for their current king, King Philippe, or you could vote for Burger King. And the website said, 2 kings, 1 crown, who will rule? And if you choose to vote for King Philippe, it popped up a window that said, are you sure he won't make you fries? Again, that very clever marketing scheme, ad campaign, but just one problem with that. The actual king of Belgium didn't really like it, and he was not amused. So the royal family reached out to the Burger King corporate offices and told them to pull the ad, and the ad was pulled because Burger King ultimately was correct. There is only 1 crown, and it's already being worn by the one king. From the very beginning of Christianity, from the intro moment of our faith, the church has always grasped that the core of Christianity is there is only one king, and his name is Jesus. He is in charge. Read through Acts chapter 2 and the sermons there, the sermon by Peter there in Acts 2. He lays it out. He focuses on the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus and comes to this incredible statement in Acts 2:36. Let everyone in Israel know for sure that God has made this Jesus whom you crucified to be both Lord and Messiah. He's in charge. He's Savior. He is Lord. He's going to be the king. There's only 1 crown, and it's on his head, not mine, not yours. So Christianity's always understood that at its core, it is an allegiance to who Jesus is and what he has done. In a very famous book called The 100, written by astrophysicist Michael Hart, he asked a very provocative question. He asked, who are the 100 most influential people in history? Now, that is no small task to get that figured out. Over the course of all of human history, who are the 100 most influential, who've had the biggest impact on all of human history? And I mean, the list is a who's who of people we learned about in middle school and high school history class. You've got Sigmund Freud, the father of modern psychology. You've got Louis Pasteur, who, again, every time you drink milk, you understand why he's important, and the realm of modern medicine, all of that. But really, the primary question that you believers in Jesus ask is, what did he do with Jesus? So if you're talking about the 100 most influential people, where do you put Jesus on that list? Well, for him, Jesus came in a respectable 3rd on the list. He came behind Muhammad, the prophet of Islam, and he came behind Isaac Newton. And again, those are very important people in terms of world history. We understand that. But on an ironic side note, Isaac Newton was a devout Christian and would be absolutely horrified to discover that in this list he outranked Jesus, because that's the issue right here, isn't it? That's the issue with our faith, is every person has to ask this question: what do I do with Jesus? Where does he rank in the order of importance in my life? Is he going to be somewhere towards the middle, because as a Christian he needs to be in there, and he can't be at the bottom of the list, but he's just kind of one among many? Is he 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th? Is he in the top 10? So he's supposed to be important, right? So he needs to be way up there, high on the list. Being a Christian simply means Jesus always gets to rank number 1, always. that no one and nothing gets to outrank Jesus. Acts chapter 4, verse 12. There is salvation in no one else, no other name. God has given no other name under heaven by which we must be saved. Christianity falls under this allegiance to Jesus. And you guys have known me long enough. You know that my favorite passage in the New Testament is in Colossians chapter 1. Let me start reading in verse 15. Let me just read for you this snapshot of the identity of Jesus. Colossians 1:15. Christ is the visible image of the invisible God. He existed before anything was created and is supreme over all creation. For through him, God created everything in the heavenly realms and on earth. He made the things we can see and the things we can't see, such as thrones, kingdoms, rulers, and authorities in the unseen world. Everything was created through him and for him. He existed before anything else, and he holds all creation together. Christ is also the head of the church, which is his body. He is the beginning, supreme over all who rise from the dead, so he is first in everything. And that last statement there really sums it up. He is first in everything. As another translation puts it, so that he might have the supremacy. Jesus always gets to rank number one. No one, including us, we never get to outrank him. He tops the list. And that is the first part of what it means to be a Christian. To live the Christian life, it means that we have an allegiance to Jesus Christ. He gets to rank number one. And here in a couple of days, we'll talk about part two of that being a Christian means it is an alliance with others. So I hope that was helpful. Hope that was beneficial and encouraging to you. Again, we love you. We miss you. Hope to see you again soon. And until Wednesday, God bless.